So Cal, what did you think about that episode? What did you think about that? Alternate universe where pretty much we made you into pretty much we turned you into a new. Basically, we made you more brutal. Is what we're trying to say. I will have to come back to him later, folks. But anyway, welcome back to the brand new campaign trail featuring the Super Retro Brothers. I'm Sakura Diesel, and as always, I'm here with my good friend and other host of the show,
Bonnie, also known as LTPod7. Hey, folks, welcome back to our second episode of New Campaign Trail in terms of 1924. Whereas last time we basically turned Calvin Coolidge into Brutal Cal.
Yes, pretty much a Brutal Cal, aka meaning that we turn Calvin Coolidge into a person that was actually more outspoken in terms of
civil rights.
Some of the stuff that he probably would have actually did probably believe deep down. We don't know exactly for sure and everything, so take that with a grain of salt. But basically, we made our own little alternate universe about what would Calvin Coolidge look like if he wasn't so much as a quote unquote silent cow and everying. As he was known. He was
known as Silent Cal historically. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna do the historic route today.
Yes, and pretty much as we do this historic route, we're gonna see even if in this historic route, if we could still win, if we could still manage to have Calvin Coolidge win the 1924 presidential election.
Yes. So to speed things up with this scenario, we're gonna basically go ahead and read the questions. You know, not basically read them like in the previous episode. We're gonna basically take a look at them and then decide. Okay, what would he decide if we were on his shoes back then? This time.
Yes. So pretty much it's going to be more or less like a Cliff Note version and such, where basically the only difference is that we're actually going through the actual timeline, or at least paint you a good enough picture about what the actual 1924 election probably did look like for Cal back in those days.
Yes. So we're gonna go ahead and keep it on normal, and let's go ahead and get this started.
All right.
Yeah, this is the same one. Yeah, he's about to be sworn in. He's basically woken in his house, and then basically takes the oath of office, and then what does he do? He goes back to bed.
All right, yeah. Pretty much wake me up when when Babe Ruth is on. I don't know.
All right, let's take a look at the opponents real quick. All right, still the same as before.
Same thing as last time.
The cabinet, yeah, but this isn't zero because we haven't even taken the oath of office yet. So
yes,
I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of lead butters and kerosene lamp. Yeah, the same one. All right, here we go. This is our first one. Let's see. I need to sit down and think which one he would choose, because sometimes this game tends to hurt you if you basically, stay away from the historical route. So. Yes.
So like I said, pretty much in this day and age, if we were to do the historic route, it would be very interesting. Even if we did the historic route, somehow we lose in this version. We lose in this version compared to what actually happened in real life.
Yes. So let's see.
So pretty much to give it a nutshell version, basically what happened with Warren G. Harding, during his administration, there's some people saying that we should actually start an investigation based on the Teapot Dome scandal and all the other scandals that happened during Harding's administration. Well, pretty much everyone else is just oh no, don't worry, nothing bad happened here. We'll make sure we investigate ourselves, and we can promise you anything. We did not do anything wrong.
All right, let me see what I can do, because I think I'm gonna go with the Ohio gang should be given presumption of innocence.
All right, let's try that.
And I'm sure that the Ohio gang means Warren G. Harding's cabinet in a way.
Yes.
Let's see. So we're going with Harding's strategy involving the rampant corruption. Pretty sure,
but more pressure is on.
Daughtery is basically one of the guys that was implemented in Teapot Dome, so that's a good sign.
Yes.
All right.
So let's see here.
Okay, this is the cold strike. All right. So historically, Calvin was known for being this guy that basically is I'm gonna be hands off. You deal with it.
Yes, pretty much for Calvin, anything that was happened to basically from what I understand, anything that had to do that was happening to the economy and everything, pretty much if Calvin could help it and everything, pretty much he was one of those presidents to try to let the state governments like handle their own affairs and everything. But if it ever did came to a point where like he literally had to do something, then pretty much like he would actually do something. If he didn't have to do something, then pretty much like I said, he'd rather just let the state try to handle their own affairs themselves.
All right. So historically, he was known for being, hands off. So I'm
So
gonna
pretty much
I'm gonna go with
pretty.
there will be no intercession without a full investigation. I'm gonna go with that one.
Alright, yeah.
Let's go with that one. In the end, the strike is mediated weeks after it begins. Many blame Pinchot for high rises in coal prices, but like overpriced Pennsylvania coal, it only fuels his desire to run against you for the nomination. And Calvin would be like,
whatever.
He says nothing. He's just like,
yeah.
He just shrugs quietly. All right.
Okay, actually, I did read this. Like, I don't know if we brought it up last time and everything, but somewhere I did actually read that like when people actually did go into the White House and visit Cal, I pretty much from what I understand, Cal would do this on purpose to where like pretty much he would just stay there, pretty much he would just sit there, stare at you blankly and everything, and pretty much he did that just because like he wanted to see like if that would make you uncomfortable and such.
I'm not sure if that I'm not sure if that happened. I'll have to do some digging once I get the chance. But if he actually did that, it'd be like, well, if it's his nickname, Southern Cal, he'd be like that.
It did, like I mean, pretty much like if he actually did do that and everything, then I mean, like pretty much at least like the diplomats or at least like the tourists can't say that like they were giving false advertisement.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. All right, so this one's pretty simple for me.
All right, which one are we gonna pick?
Better relations with the press, pretty much.
Okay.
It cannot. Much of the press will always give a favorable coverage for Republican, but getting along
with them, especially in the wake of the Teapot, could certainly be good. Could certainly be a good thing. All right.
Yeah, that one's pretty easy. All right, yeah, this is the all right. Oh boy, that organization.
Here we are. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. So pretty much, like I said, during this time period, and especially after like what movie came out and everything, yes, pretty much these guys were on the rise and such, especially in places like Indiana's. Honestly, like a little surprisingly, like yeah, they were also like. Pretty much like rising up in the north and everything as well too.
Yeah,
like,
it was bipartisan, believe it or not, and that actually shocked me when I first learned it. I thought it was like a Democratic problem, but no, it was bipartisan, which makes it even worse. Even worse.
Yeah.
The fact that it was bipartisan is like what? I'm speechless, honestly. I have no words, honestly. All right, okay, let's see here. Indeed concerned about
honestly, I mean, I'm also trying to skim through this as best as I can and such.
Honestly, I would basically, federalize the Oklahoma National Guard.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Let's see here. Well, thoughtfulness, I would personally notify.
Because remember, the Klan is out of control. So
yeah,
what would I do in Cal's place? I would basically federalize the Oklahoma National Guard and take down the Klan. So.
We would, but would that actually be something like Cal would do? Because we're also going by like what we know, like, or at least have a good idea what Cal would do. Then honestly, like, I can actually see him doing something like number 1 and such.
Government must act swiftly, but also controls the legal means.
Because, like, even though, like, he is more like a hands-off type of person and everything, this kind of sounds like something like he would do and everything.
Okay, yeah, I'll concede there. Let's go with number 1. Let's go with number 1. Let's see what happens. The answer is just vague enough to
appease everyone.
Fine. All right, that's fine. Let's check the cabinet real quick.
Let's see. Unfortunately, we're
still beginning, so that's fine. Your
Stomach Conservative is looking pretty good, and we're also looking pretty good on. Okay, so it does linger.
The corruption is still going on, so we're still in the middle of Teapot Dome. Let's check the opposition. Yes. Not much has changed.
Okay, and you want to check on? I know it's not gonna affect too much, but do we want to check on the map and such real quick? See like where we're standing?
Sure. Oh boy. Yeah, this is La
Yeah,
Follette.
alright.
The green is La Follette, which she's progressive. Remember,
Yeah.
we're still beginning. So this is not going to change until after the Democratic National Convention.
Yes.
So yeah, so far we got the lead in the north. So yeah, we're still ahead. Democrats are basically, you know,
They're a little bit close, but not too close.
yeah, because remember, the solid South is all for them. Because remember, at this time, until 1964, you know, the South was a solid voting bloc. Every time
Pretty
an election
much.
comes, they will vote Democratic.
Yes.
So yeah, fuck the South. My advice to you, if you're gonna play this game and you're gonna do anything before 1964, fuck the South. You're not gonna win the South. Don't even try to win the South as a Republican. So yeah.
Yes.
All right. So today's your first address in the joint session of Congress, giving the tradition directly. All right. Let's see.
There's a lot of talk about and a lot you could push to plan for the remaining term. Alright. So we'll need to rank the House behind my conservative.
I'm gonna basically. Okay. So we have a problem. Progressives are basically going to La Follette. La Follette is a problem because if he basically bleeds voters, and no pun intended, but basically, if he basically makes us bleed voters, because remember, we risk getting the progressives to him, so we need progressives to join our campaign. So I'm gonna say let's go find Bora, so we can basically, you know, have a progressive wing.
Alrighty, let's try that then.
You're very lucky in that Bora seems to personally like you. You can't solve all your problems at once, but having someone like Bora on your side can come in handy. We need a progressive, because if we basically ignore the progressive wing, we're gonna basically bleed voters. So,
Yeah, no, that's fair.
how would you list?
That's definitely fair.
Harron Johnson, yeah, that's fine. Intends to challenging you on the nomination for the Republican Party. We have a secret weapon, which we'll reveal later.
Okay.
Hoping up to feed the progressive dissatisfaction. Senator William Bora of Idaho is looking to take advantage of this.
Okay, I can either see him doing either number 1 or number 3.
Let's go with number 1. Yeah, let's go with number 1.
Alright.
At the end of the day, we carry the Republican banner. The old
We're
guard
in a relationship
recoils.
with the Soviet Union.
The old guard
The
recoils.
old guard recoils, but Bora is pleased.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Let's check the cabinet. Alright, so among progressives is weak and untrustworthy. Okay, that's fine. We're still beginning. So like I said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, prohibition.
Yeah, prohibition. This was like I said, this was another thing that was still going on during pretty much what started under Wilson, and it's going to continue up until we get to FDR and such.
Yeah, this was the peak when it was popular, but you know, even if I was alive back then, I would be like, this is stupid. You can't control what people drink. That's so fucking stupid. Honestly.
Bonnie, thank God. Well, Bonnie, thank God we live in a day and age where, we don't have to worry about people judging us what we do on our off times and everything, and we literally don't have to worry about, what people say we can and can't do and everything. Thank God we don't live in those times anymore, am I right?
Oh. That's kidding. Okay, so yeah, he was basically be like, okay, the people voted on it, so I'm gonna basically obey the law. So yeah.
Yeah, so more so like the second one.
That's the third one, actually.
Or the
people
third one,
do
too,
constitutional
yeah.
means support such a law, so it's my job to enforce the law. So yeah, there is some opposition to the law. Hello.
But this is the best route to take.
Yeah. All right. Recent. Okay. Unfortunately, this is the one where I'm gonna have to basically go against my principles and go with this one, because historically he did sign it.
Yeah, he did, and again, pretty much again, this was another thing that did happen and such,
The Immigration Act of 1924. Unfortunately, yeah. Ooh, boy. If you thought the Chinese Exclusion Act was bad, this is even worse.
Yes.
Man.
Yes. Pretty much it sure was, and I mean, for you guys, pretty much, let's just say that, there probably was a reason why, Japan and America probably still more likely, was going to head into those directions way later in an upcoming decade.
Yes. This bill.
This bill seems to be the will of the people. Just hope you're right.
Unfortunately, it was historically.
It was, yeah.
All right. During the late 1910s and the closing of the Wilson administration, the League of Nations.
The League of Nations.
Party.
I might actually have to like maybe sometime later and everything. Like I'm gonna see if I can actually like find a clip of that somewhere and everything. Maybe like post it in editing. Don't count on it.
Make sure to put it on this video. You find it. But all right, yeah. I'm gonna go with the last one because Calvin will be like the guy. Like, okay, let's go with that. Let's go with that plan over there. Yeah.
All right.
Congressman Rogers of Massachusetts proposing a bill to do exactly that. Yeah, let's go with that one.
Okay.
Rogers quickly makes his way to Congress, onto your desk, and to your endorsement. John Jacob Rogers is more than happy to support your renomination.
Okay,
that's good. All right. Your influence within the Republican Party is increasing day by day.
Okay.
We're good?
Yep.
We're an embarrassment. Look at this.
I mean, it's to be expected.
All right. The investigations into the so-called Teapot Dome scandal have recently boiled over into... Okay, this one's pretty simple.
Yeah, I think it'll be a second one.
Yeah. You have built it up, but be careful because his patience, he has a lot. And this one's also pretty easy.
Nope.
The first one. Just one more left to go. And right. Daughtery, let's get rid of Daughtery. Yep. Okay. There we go.
Alright.
We did it. Teapot Dome has basically faded away.
Yay!
Yay! Alright.
Yay!
One of the primary causes of progressive agitation towards your administration is the messy farm economy in the wake of an exceptionally high during the... Okay, yeah, the historically policy. He would have been like, not my problem.
Yeah, so, alright, so we define... Let's see.
He basically be like, kill the bill. Kill the bill.
Alright, so pretty much would be more so the, should be like the third one then.
Basically the second one.
Oh, second one, okay. The bill should die.
Actually 3, yeah, you're right, 3, yeah, let's go with 3.
Okay.
Speaker has the hands-off approach of Congress, but he acquaints us. The bill is killing the committee before... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, like I said, historically would have been like, kill the bill.
I pretty much literally killed the bill before Kill Bill came out.
Oh god, this one hurts to me. This one hurts. This one really hurts. All right, Congressman Leonidas Dyers, progressive Republican from Missouri, who represents a predominantly African American district, is proposing a bill that will make the act of lynching a federal crime. Okay, it really hurts. It really hurts me.
He probably would have said drop it quietly then.
That's what he did actually. Oh my god, this hurts. This really hurts. This hurts.
I know, it hurts the soul, but again, we're doing this historically, and sometimes, like the old saying goes, history can sometimes history is a bitch.
Yeah. Dyer is disappointed. The effects of lynching are as clear as anyone, are as clear as day to anyone living in the South. Yeah. Oh boy. And it wasn't until, I think, 2023 that lynching finally became a federal crime.
Damn.
Yeah, it took them that long to make it a crime.
Yeah, pretty much over like 100 years at this point then.
Yeah, it took until 2023, which is shocking. But any historians correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, because I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna have to do some research on that.
Yeah.
The Secretary of Treasury Hunter Bellung, along with Republican. Okay, this one's pretty easy. This one's super easy.
Okay.
And tie Indian citizenship to reform the bill. Yeah, this is what he wanted for historically.
Alright.
Indian citizenship.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay, yeah. Alright, so even though that Calvin Coolidge was not as popular with the African Americans and everything, at least in terms of Native Americans, he was actually on the right step and everything with this bill and everything. Basically, pretty much finally posing a bill and everything to say that hey, these Native Americans, they're citizens too. Like, they should have some rights like us.
Exactly. With your position on the Oval Office secured, it's now time to think a little bit more about the general election. Yeah, this is obviously we have this one, so let's go ahead and. Much of the old guard has much more loyalty and your brand of conservatism. However, such folks as Bora and Lafayette will cry foul the corruption that remain in your administration. All right, let's see. Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean it's at an all-time high. Unfortunately, and I wonder why we can't say the same thing for civil rights.
Yeah, not at all. Let's check the opposition. Let's see. All right, so it's up to 5. All right, so we got McAdoo. If this guy gets a nomination, we win automatically.
Al Smith, yep.
Henry
Yeah, we
Ford.
got Henry Ford. I'm actually still shocked about that. Like, I actually did not know he tried to run for president.
He would be basically a compromise candidate. If basically something went wrong, they would be like, "Hey, we can run Ford if you guys won."
I mean, can you imagine? I mean, honestly, like, can you imagine that, like, the guy that literally, like, you know, invented a Model T and everything, basically, like, basically became the sole reason and everything why cars slowly became popular. Like, I pretty much just imagine him, like, going from, like, you know, making model cars to, like, you know, a president and everything. Like, because I mean, like, Jesus Christ, like, if that ever, like, was a habit and everything, I can imagine, like, you know, the Ford company and everything will go wild with that information.
There is a way to get him as the opponent, but basically you have to answer the questions in a specific way. It is possible to get him as an opponent, but you have to answer the questions in a specific way, which is pretty easy because someone made a guide on Reddit on how to get him.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So Carter Glass, if this guy gets a nomination, basically it's like, okay, also another victory, because basically he would be like, he basically be like, do not touch my beautiful South.
Pretty much.
Which we're not going to win anyway, so that's not going to matter. And their historic opponent, John W. Davis.
All right.
I'll talk about Davis in a bit, but anyway. Okay, yeah, this is it. All right, Hoover, do your stuff.
All right. 55 to vote Johnson is 45. Such as gaining defeat in his home state causes Johnson to wall but drop his bid. All right, well, let's take a look at the map then, and I pretty much see that real quick.
Okay, we're still it's still exactly the same as earlier, I think.
Is there a way we can check at least trends of California and such?
California, let's see. 53 to 38.
Yeah, pretty much what it said. 53 to like only 38 over the progressives and such.
Yeah, so it's a landslide. All right, William Butler, ally and chair of the Republican National Committee, is looking for further gains with women this year.
Wooing female voters. Will you support this? Let's see. Skeptical about it. It's best not to be a priority.
Yeah, I think it would have been.
I think he probably would do something like that. Pretty much either that, or at least like he would have done with number 3.
I think he would have gone like, okay, let's do it. Let's go ahead with the idea.
All right. Let's do that then.
Please, and expect that the female turnout will be 11% of the voting delegation shall be female. All right, that's a good thing.
Okay.
All right, 1924. Oh boy.
Oh, these folks again.
Okay, historically he would be like, nope. You guys deal with it. I'm just gonna sit down and take a drink.
Alrighty. Then all right. Then then pretty much like okay.
It'd be number 1 because he'd be like, nope. You guys deal with it.
Yeah, 2 times for me to speak. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's do that.
Vote with their consciences they would if the plant was able to receive a vote. Which actually that did happen. The plant never even made it to the floor to vote for voting. Unlike the Democratic convention, which ooh boy.
Yeah.
In the Democratic convention, it was a fucking mess, and you know what happened? The anti-Klan plank, which basically would have been like mentioning them by name, lost.
Yes.
So basically, they voted for a less stronger condemnation plank, and you know how much it lost. And you know by how much it lost? By 1 vote. Yep.
Wow. Okay, so this is already like Johnson's impeachment all over again.
By 1 vote, that plank lost.
Always that 1 damn vote.
And you know why Andrew Johnson basically was acquitted? I know exactly why he was acquitted.
What happened?
If he were to get acquitted, guess who would have become president? Benjamin Wade. Benjamin Wade was basically the leader of the radical Republicans in the Senate, and some Senate Republicans that were moderate were like, nope. So basically, they voted to acquit Johnson.
Okay, so pretty much the Republicans, like, you know, once they found out, they were just like, "Ooh, shit. Okay, actually, you know what, Johnson? I guess you can stay just for a little bit. We're gonna shoot ourselves in the foot here, but anyone but that guy."
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And honestly, reading back, I get frustrated because he should have been convicted. I feel he should have been convicted, but yeah, that's a different story for another day.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Your nomination was never serious in doubt. To the people of the convention. All right, the vice presidential slot. All right, so historically, he went with someone named Charles Gates Dawes.
Okay.
But the thing is, I don't know which option would give us Dawes. So I need to think about this carefully.
All right, let's see here.
This is the one
okay.
where I need to think carefully. So
Okay, well, we know it's not Hoover then, so we can at least eliminate that. Let's see. Late foreign look likely. I believe I'd be best to pick someone from the West who is a progressive. Let them know that I'm willing to... okay, no, that wouldn't be right as well. Indiana State, we need to win. James E. Elshon is able to continue. Okay. We got William Kenyon. Okay.
we need to think about this carefully because the problem.
It's almost like this. Why I wish, safe states were an option for this game.
Yeah, which there's no safe state for this. So basically, we have to choose an option and then basically pray that we get.
Okay, well, we know that number one is not it, so we can at least eliminate that.
Number one is not it. Yeah. So.
Do we know anything more about Calvin Coolidge's actual vice president, what he was like?
Let me look up the Republican National Convention on Wikipedia on my phone. All right, so.
Hey.
So obviously, Calvin was renominated. You know, that was never in doubt. The vice presidential slot was the thing that was okay, what are we gonna do?
Yes.
All right, let's see what we got here. All right.
Because at least for me, I'm split between either number 3 or number 4. And for some reason for me, I'm saying that number 4 might be the option to where we could actually get our actual vice president.
Let's go with number 3 because all right. So when they started voting in the convention, at first it looked like Loden was gonna get the nomination.
Okay.
All right. So but then it started to shift towards all right. So Loden at first was gonna be the nominee, but he declined. He declined the nomination for vice president, so it went to Dawes. So let's go with. All right, so I don't see Loden here. Let's go with Caton. Let's go William Caton.
All right. Here we go. Do we get the vice president we need? Moment of truth.
All right, with no reason to oppose this, frustrated the convention. It was Charles Curtis. All right, Charles Curtis. This is an interesting one. Charles Curtis was basically Herbert Hoover's vice president historically.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And the first vice president of color before Kamala Harris.
Oh, interesting.
And he came from an Indian. He was basically from India.
Oh, okay. So basically, he was a Native American reservation. And such.
He was from Native American ancestry. So, all right, I'm not too disappointed in this. I'll take Curtis.
Okay.
All right. So, all right, honest government. Yeah, of course.
I mean, to be fair, as honest as pretty much as honest as Calvin Coolidge could be.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So Cal Jr. passed away. Yeah, this happened historically.
May rest in peace. Yes.
All right. Let's see. Oh boy!
Oh, look at that! All right, was able to. Oh boy!
Seriously, I was suspecting to get Davis, but oh man!
Okay, we got Al Smith instead. So, okay, honestly, even if we weren't doing an historical route for this for this one, even me, I would just be no comment.
Yeah, no comment. We're basically gonna win this because victory is assured. Al Smith is
likely to struggle with traditional Democratic voters in the South. It does, however, make up for the gains with the North. Whether or not it will help him overall remains to be seen.
I doubt it. Let's see. Your frequent silence never will set the tone. All right, yeah. Let's go with keep cool with Coolidge, which actually that was the slogan historically.
Yes.
Words like you as a person, if you were typing an imminent, offensive. All right. Let's take a look at the map real quick. Oh man, yeah.
All right, so I mean, we might not have gotten an exact 100% historical event and everything, but honestly, like I said, okay, let's just say this was another alternate,
let's say this is another
universe and everything, where pretty much Calvin Coolidge just wins in a landslide,
which is likely gonna happen. This is likely gonna happen. Let's see. This is a radio. All right, so radio was still brand new at the time.
Industry is beginning to come. All right.
This is a new one, by the way. This is a new one.
All right. The usage of radio appears to be growing in parts of the country, which is true, actually. Pretty
Yes.
much like, pretty much like a yeah. Pretty much by the time the Roaring Twenties came around and everything, pretty much like a yeah. Pretty much, if you were living in the Roaring Twenties and everything, or at the very least, like you lived like a decent life and everything, pretty much in your household and everything, in terms of your entertainment outside of books, you might have had a radio and everything, which pretty much like during by this point, not only was like music starting to become more of a household thing, but sooner or later, radios would also start to be used to give like interviews, sometimes like their own little personal radio shows with stuff like Betty Crocker later on and everything to basically like commentaries for like certain baseball games and such. And yeah, it's pretty much during this timeline as well too. The film industry was really starting to become like more of like more and more a household name at this point and everything, with like fame actors like Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, and pretty much like not yet, but actually fun fact, during 1924, Disney actually literally just got its foot into the door with pretty much with the Alice comedies at this point and everything.
They started a year early. Well, actually, no. They didn't they start?
Actually, no. They did start a year earlier and everything with 1923. But before they became Disney and everything, a year before that, they were known as the Laughograms and such.
Yeah, the Laughograms, exactly. And then when Walt and Roy moved to California, they basically, started the Alice comedies.
Yes.
And this was
pretty much like by this point and everything, like pretty much no longer like did you have to worry about like picking up the latest newspaper and everything to understand like what was going on in the world. Now pretty much like if you want to try your best to keep up with any like information that was going on in the 20s, pretty much like newspapers, radio, and sometimes even movies, because pretty much by this time and everything, newsreels were starting to become a thing in theaters as well too. Pretty much now you have like pretty much now you have more options and everything to get your news and such during those times.
And also, let me ask you this: this was 1924. If you went to a movie theater, let's say that you wanted to basically add some sound to let's say you're gonna record yourself reading something, and you want to add sound to it. What did you have to do at this time? Because this is 1924. This is not 1928 just yet.
All right, so pretty much like at least in terms of this time and everything, and I'm gonna try my best because, like I said, like I'm not too familiar with like this era of like a film and everything. I'm still learning about this myself, but at least from what I understand and everything, recording yourself back then, especially like trying to sync it up into film, let's just say it was a bitch. it was definitely a bitch, because basically what you had to do was that like and pretty much like I am actually gonna like really paraphrase this and pretty much like this is not gonna be like an exact like.
All right, let's set up an easy example. All right, so you
basically I was just gonna say that like if you wanted to record yourself, basically what you had to do is that like at the very least get like a film camera, film yourself getting ready to at least like talk or pretty much like just film like let's say let's just use this. Let's say Calvin Coolidge was like at the White House, or at least at the White House lawn, and the film camera was getting ready to film him, just basically having him make the speech and such.
Funnily enough, that they actually filmed them doing that.
They did, yes, they actually did. And now basically what he had to do back then, there was actually a little studio. There was actually a studio to where like basically it had to be carefully set up, because microphones back then, like it could actually pick up lots of different sounds and such back in those days and everything. And some of them can still do that and such.
And the quality wasn't that good at the time.
And even the quality wasn't even that good. So pretty much like they had to take him to like a very specific room to where everything outside of your voice was soundproof. So pretty much once Calvin Coolidge went in there, he had to record himself giving that same speech to the same microphone again. And once all that process was done, especially like once all that process was done in terms of like both audio and then like pretty much having the guys that pretty much work the camera and everything to edit the film reels and everything, what they had to do painstakingly was to make sure that like they sync up the audio to like a Calvin Coolidge's own like lips and everything as perfectly as they could and such. And like I said, sometimes it was a bitch, because pretty much back in those days and everything, it was actually pretty common to basically have a moment to where, like, either the film did not sync up and everything for whatever reason and such, or maybe, like, the record and everything to which, like, the audio was, or at least, like, the record that hold the audio to basically, like, sync up with the film and everything might either start, like, scratching and such, and you'll hear, like, a couple breaks and everything, and now you have a film to where, like, it's really out of sync and everything, so... yeah, pretty much like I said and everything. Back in those days, especially in the early 20s and everything, it was a bitch.
Yes, I can definitely tell. And it wasn't until Jazz Singer came out that people were like, okay, you know what? Maybe.
Well, even then, like, pretty much even with, like, a Jazz Singer, and even, like, by the time that, like, in the 30s and everything, when, like, a sound was still, like, pretty much, like, looking to become more mainstream, even then, like, I pretty much, like, at least, like, the person that was running the projector and everything had to get ready and everything, just in case of, like, something went wrong. Either because, like, the film reel was getting ready to overheat, or that, like I said, the record that, like, Warner Brothers or whoever, like, was providing the record to, like, the film production that day and everything, they just had a hope that the record was, like, pretty much, like, 100%, like, clean and perfect. That way they don't have to worry about, like, that way they don't have to worry about, like, a sudden skips and such to, like, a certain record.
Yes. So anyway, back to
alright, so back to this. After that fun little history lesson on filming and such. Alright, so pretty much, like, I actually almost forgot about that, but no, yeah, you are right, because I did see footage of, like, Calvin Coolidge actually, like, giving a speech, and, like, although I don't remember if there was sound put to it and everything, I do remember, like,
there was sound put to it, because I do remember years ago. This was back in 2020. I do remember searching up that film, and he was talking through it, like you could hear him.
Okay, because I do know there were other films where, like, I do know there were other films and everything to where, like, presidents gave speech, and instead of, like, having a sound to it, it was just more like being told in, like, being told in, like, intertitles and everything, like the same ones that you would see in, like, little silent films and everything here and there. But I pretty much like, yeah, no, you are right. Like, he actually did do, like, a couple of, like, films. I think did he also do radio? Did he also do radio? He
did do radio, but only later, when basically Hoover was basically about to lose re-election to Franklin Roosevelt. He basically gave some radio addresses in support of Hoover, so he did it later on.
Okay, but, so pretty much like so pretty much in that scenario, then yeah, pretty much option number one is the best way to do so.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna choose. So anyway, betting on film is an interesting strategy, and one that is safer than the experimental field of radio. Because, yeah, by this time, radio was still brand new, so, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much radio was still brand new, and to be fair, like, pretty much even still, like, a film was also still brand new and fresh, so, like, many people during the 20s and everything. Like I said, like, pretty much the 20s was the year, like, especially after World War I and everything, pretty much those two events and everything, like, pretty much single-handedly helped expanded the movie industry, like, by a ton and such.
Exactly. All right. Before we move to the next one, let's see. Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, we still have a chance to win Texas. We have a slight chance to win Texas. All right.
All right. Let's see here.
Charles Curtis, a senator from Kansas, was selected as your running by the convention. Unfortunately for you, and you and your bosses don't really know what to do with
him. He's not particularly bad at speaking, but what aspects of him will you have him focused on as he campaigns for you?
I mean, we just passed the Indian citizenship.
I mean, yeah, like, actually that does make sense, so
let's go ahead and, let's go with that. Charles Curtis is 1/8 Kaw Indian and 100% Republican, as he likes to say. Making a play for the votes of these groups is an interesting decision, but so far it appears to be going well. All right,
good.
Fine. Let's see. Okay, yeah. But anyway, look at this.
I know, yeah, look at that and everything. Like,
North
okay,
Carolina
so pretty much, like,
and Tennessee are with us, so, yep.
Pretty much.
We might win this
Pretty much, yeah. So, like I said, this definitely could be very much a landslide victory.
Alright. When the Democrats offering nothing in the substance of the progressive movement was... Alright, yeah.
Yeah, third-party campaigns is the same one.
No man.
Alright, actually, pretty much, like, I was good. Actually, no, it's still the same thing, because, like, yeah, he says,
it's exactly the same thing,
saying nothing.
He says tax with the farm economy improving, continue to hurt La Follette's standing, yeah. And even then, I'll give you this about La Follette, even then, his 1924 one was basically a farewell tour, because he was in poor health by this point, and he actually died the very next year.
Yeah, yes.
So his
Well, pretty much. Luckily for like a discount and everything, he doesn't have to worry about making his opponents die.
if you haven't seen part 1, check out part 1, where basically, ooh man.
Yeah. Let's just say that Brutal Cal literally does live up to the name Brutal.
Yes. Okay, let's see. Okay, so he's gonna win. All right, so he's gonna win Texas.
Yeah, So far, it's looking likely that he might win Texas, but actually, we might win Oklahoma.
Yeah, we might win Oklahoma. Let's see. Campaign is going on.
It's not really like Governor Smith's candidacy. All right.
It hurts. It hurts.
Short ways. Yeah.
It hurts. It hurts to do this, but here we go.
Even though it's not fond of Smith or capitalism, I've grown sympathetic to his plight against the Klan. You aren't changing the narrative here.
I mean, he was silent, so he basically was like, "What's your opinion of the Klan?" Interesting, sir.
Yeah, interesting, sir. And I pretty much like there's that one reporter just being there's that one reporter just pretty much whispering to like, let's say his wife or like his pal and everything, and he's like, "Are you sure we're not interviewing a mannequin here?"
I mean they call him silent for a reason.
Yeah,
he's living up to his name here. All right, in the end.
All right, the end is almost here. One final explore.
Let's go Upper South.
All right. Now we wait. All right, let's see. Are we actually gonna get the landslide victory here? Let's see.
All right, we might have not gotten historically, but I'll take this. We got
Indiana.
I'll take this. All right.
Yeah, same here. Honestly, same here.
Indiana's in. Our Vermont is it. Vermont is with us.
Okay.
Kentucky's with us. All right.
Let's see here.
Let's see. Come on. All right,
Maine.
Pennsylvania and Ohio.
And
Virginia.
Ohio. We got Virginia.
West Virginia.
And New Hampshire. Delaware. And,
Michigan.
Yeah, we got Michigan.
Nebraska. Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri. We got Tennessee. We got North Carolina and Tennessee.
And Nebraska.
Like both Oklahoma and like Texas, actually. But yeah, we won.
We won, but let's go ahead and all right. Iowa's in. We didn't win Wisconsin, but that's to be expected because that's to be expected.
Interesting. All right, so Connecticut actually went for Smith.
Yeah, because he was popular in the North, so that's not a surprise.
We got California.
Texas.
We did not get Texas. All right, so we didn't get Texas this time. But I'm very curious on Oklahoma.
Let's see. Can we actually? Are we gonna win Oklahoma?
Montana actually went for a third party as well too.
Oh boy! Oh wow! LaFollette won more than I expected.
Wow. Okay.
All right. So Arizona went for Smith. All right. Oklahoma. What's it gonna be?
All right, Oklahoma. Where are you gonna choose?
Oh!
You went to Coolidge.
Wow!
Right.
Look at that!
Damn!
By a razor thin margin. By a razor-thin margin, we won Oklahoma. By a razor-thin margin.
Dang.
Let's go to the final results. Oh, we got a new achievement. It's called Clandidate.
Alright, what's the new achievement?
Clandidate.
Oh.
Get it? Right. Clandidate. And another one called Happy War. Alright, let's see. Duty is not collected, but it's personal. From Portland to Indianapolis, the other Portland, there is a unique celebration in your victory. Even in the South, which is likely voted large margins against you, is content to see you will not rock the boat socially. I'm not sure the Republicans. All right.
Are equally celebrating your victory and your new mandate. William Butler, one of your advisors and a Republican National Committee chair, explains that plenty of party regulars wish to have a discussion with you over the newfound expansion of the coalition. They wonder how long these gains will last and what the government can and will do about violence. You begin to write, promising to enforce the law certainly into the books, but you begin to stop and think about family. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. In violence, people lose family. You lost family, and you miss him.
Right,
yeah, ain't that the truth?
Governor Roosevelt
did not run in 28. Okay.
Governor Franklin.
Governor Franklin Roosevelt of New York has confirmed that he does not intend to be candidate. He does not intend to be a candidate of president for the United States, and will allow 1924 nominee Alfred E. Smith, his political ally, to run in New York's newly established Democratic primary, virtually uncontested. Let's see. This comes as a surprise to many allies of both men, who believe that the two have begun to fall out over presidential ambition. Roosevelt's refusal to run makes a possible truce in this feud. Some New York Democrats suggest the possibility that Roosevelt does not see the 1928 campaign likely to be fought against the popular President Coolidge or Mr. Herbert Hoover would be fruitless. Yet still, some of Roosevelt's allies believe running as a favored son would have allowed Roosevelt to play Kingsmaker at the convention that may again fall victim to the two-thirds nominee rule.
Okay, so let me explain what that means. So the two-thirds nomination, rule is basically like you needed to get 2/3 of the nomination. So let's say that all right. So let's pretend that I want to run. All right, so I put my name in the convention. I need to get exactly. Let's just make up the numbers. I need to get exactly 855 votes for the nomination. And you know why that rule was implemented?
What?
You know why that rule was implemented?
Why? What? Pretty much why was it put in place?
To give the South more control over the nominees. So basically, that rule was basically like the Achilles heel of, let's say, I'm from New York and I'm basically a supporter of African Americans. The South sees me and they're like, nope. So that's why that rule was in place, because it gave them more control. With two-thirds needed to get the nomination, basically the South would be like, nope. Until you choose a nominee we can accept, then no. And it wasn't until 1936 that rule was finally repealed, and it allowed somebody like what's his name? It allowed somebody like Hubert Humphrey to put civil rights into the Democratic plank. It also allowed civil rights things to be put into like the party planks. So the South slowly began to lose their power. They're like, no, but they're completely ignored, basically. So it allowed it also allowed Harry Truman to basically desegregate the military without having to worry about losing the South.
Gotcha.
So that's what the two-thirds nomination rule is. And guess when it was implemented? Guess when exactly it was implemented?
Pretty much when the 2/3 was implemented?
Yeah, for the first time. I'll let you guess.
Let's see here. I'm gonna guess somewhere maybe like 1877.
You're in the right century. You're in the right century, but no, it's not there.
Okay. Do I need? Is it like late 19th century or just when the 20th century was beginning to arrive?
Much earlier.
Oh, much earlier. Okay. You said 2/3. I'm gonna guess maybe somewhere around like when, pretty much when somewhere around when Franklin Pierce was getting nominated.
You're pretty close. But not yet. You're not yet there. You're pretty close though.
Do I need to go a little bit more earlier or later?
Earlier, much earlier. Yeah, much earlier.
Okay. I'm gonna try. Okay. Let's try Zachary Taylor then.
You're getting closer. I'll let you guess
James
one
Polk?
more.
James K. Polk.
No, you're nearly there. You're nearly there. Nearly
Taylor.
there. You're nearly there.
Not even Taylor then. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Would be Andrew Jackson.
Yes, 1832.
Okay.
1832 when it was implemented. Yeah, and for nearly 100 years, that rule was basically implemented. That it basically allowed the South to control who gets the nomination. And basically, if you're wondering, hey, Bonnie, did that rule basically, how can I put this? Basically, didn't allow candidates in like the North to basically get the nomination back then? Yes. even in 1860, that rule was basically a disaster because it basically didn't allow, other candidates from the North to get the nomination, because if the South saw them as like, a threat, they're like, nope. So that rule was basically a disaster, and only the Democratic Party had that rule, believe it or not.
Dang.
Yeah, so that rule was a disaster.
Yeah, I can imagine.
However, Roosevelt did not formally endorse Smith, as it is unknown if he will do so in the future. Some speculate that Roosevelt may be wanting for a more opportune moment to endorse Smith, or perhaps is waiting to see how the nomination process plays out, especially as rumors of draft Coolidge campaign circle on the Republican side. All right, so we didn't get the historical route I wanted, but I'll take Al Smith. I'll take this.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, all right, so pretty much you could say, like, this is kind of like another unintentional, like, alternate universe for Calvin Coolidge.
Yeah, I'll take this, because I went in expecting we were going to get John W. Davis, but the fact that we got Al Smith, I'm like, I'll take this. I'll take that.
Same here, like, yeah, same here.
Well, anyway, folks, thank you so much for watching this episode of New Campaign Trail. When we come back, we're gonna tackle another election, but that is very near this timeline. What election that's gonna be? Well, you'll find out very soon. But anyway, folks, go ahead.
I know. Pretty much, I was gonna say that, like, yep, you'll find out real soon and everything. Pretty much, should we just give him a hint or just let him? Yeah,
let's give them a hint. I'll give them an indirect hint. I'll give the hint. I pledge myself to a new deal for the American people. That's your hint.
Pretty much that's your hint. So go right ahead and pretty much like, pretty much go right ahead. Leave it in the comments and everything about who you think. Pretty much who you think or when. Pretty much when, like, pretty much which election year we're gonna like cover next.
Yeah, I'll repeat it one more time. I pledge myself to a new deal for the American people. There you go. Woo! There you go. That's the hint. That's the hint. But anyway, folks, thank you so much for watching this episode. If you guys enjoyed this episode of New Campaign Trail, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you're excited to see the next election we're going to do, hit that subscribe button as well.
Yes. And pretty much as a reminder and everything, we still can't post links as of yet, but whenever you guys can, make sure you check out our other channels, including Barney, including another co-op channel called Review Bros, where pretty much Barney and I review movie, TV shows, music, and books together.
Yes. And until then, this has been Barney with
Dakota Diesel.
Saying thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next episode of New Campaign Trail, coming real soon. So until then, folks, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you guys real soon.
Bye-bye.